Happy Sunday, everybody out there in DeW Nation. It's Duffy, and as promised, we are here at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to present the amazing, wonderful cover do, Miss Victoria Peterson. Welcome, Victoria. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. I can hear. Are you still in Hawaii?
I am. I don't think you and I could get further apart and still be in the United States.
Oh man, I can feel that breeze and I can almost smell the ocean. It looks divine. And you look so
I'm
relaxed.
I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Well, I'm so excited to be with you. I just got back from Chicago midwinter. Your ears must have been burning the entire weekend because we were carrying this magazine around and giving it to everybody, and everybody that saw you on the cover was like, oh my gosh, I love Victoria Peterson. She's so amazing. She's helped me in my career. She's just fantastic. And I saw her speak on the live video from the retreat. And those that have gotten the magazine already have loved your story. And that's a little bit about what I want to talk about today is the story that you wrote for us, for DeW Life. It just felt to me that you were sharing so much about what was behind the heart of your story, the heart of your journey to this point. And you've evolved so much. I mean, I remember meeting you. I don't know if you remember meeting me, but I met you in Charlotte at the holiday
Holiday dental.
yeah, holiday dental meeting, and you were speaking, and I was just I was just so excited to meet the famous. Well, at that time it was Vicki McManus, but now we know that
Yes.
Victoria Peterson, your new moniker, which fits you so beautifully. I mean, I do believe you are a Victoria, and we love Pete Peterson, and so I think it's lovely to be able to go through this point forward as Victoria Peterson because you fit that perfectly. And we have loved knowing you a little bit more about you, and I've loved actually having you be my coach. I feel like every time we get on the phone, even though you're not technically my coach, you coach me, and you inspire me to do better, be better, and I really appreciate you for that. I hope that you're still here because I think you might have bounced off. We have this internet problem so often with, we think we can get here. Hi, Sandy Lee. Oh, there you are. So
I'm here.
I hope you could hear me. So Victoria, tell us a little bit about what inspired you to put the pen to paper in such a way that you divulge so much of yourself and what your goals are for the future.
Well, you inspired me. And
Oh.
what's really interesting is that you feel like you live your life and you take the next step, and what seems like courage to other people is oftentimes just survival, right? What do I do now? What's my next step? Life unfolds and it allows. And what I realized is over time as a businesswoman and as an entrepreneur, my story was very common to others. And so thank you for the opportunity to see that we all have common threads. It's like this one path, but we have many stories, many iterations about it. And so I think that entrepreneurship and business is one of the best ways to really connect to yourself.
Mm,
I think a lot of us, and it's a trend within within the world right now, that questions our religious structure that may or may not have helped us connect to our spiritual selves, right? And so
mhm.
once I gained a doctorate in spirituality, that was just me really reconciling uh, the incongruencies that I was raised with in a very loving, very Christian home. And there was so much beauty there. But then there were also um, overtones, right, that were put on it. Like um, for a lot of us, there was in our backgrounds a lot of shaming and a lot of good girls are this way or that way. And so, as a woman and an entrepreneur, I am not I am not shy. I am outspoken. I'm rebellious. I'm all of those things, and it didn't always bode well. So I'm just now at age, I got into my 50s before I started finding my voice. And
Yes.
so I thought, it's time to turn around, reach back. There's so many young women entrepreneurs coming in. I love the millennials that are emerging now. We gave them no choice but to be entrepreneurial because they can't trust the systems. We crashed those in 2008 and
Yeah.
2010.
Right.
So I'm doing my part. I'm doing my small part to help women find their voice and find their voice as empowered business women.
I think that you said a couple of things there. First of all, I agree that there's a lot of similarities in our stories, as women, right? When you talk to a group of women, we've all got a story like a Me Too story or a story on how we woke up and we're frozen in bed and we're like, I don't know where to go. I'm paralyzed, right?
Right.
Or a story that maybe we had mean girls or we thought we had mean girls and we made up something about that, right? There's so
Right.
many different threads that are even, or that are similar, but I also felt like everyone's story is unique. And when I
Yeah.
read about you, and I thought interesting that you said about your childhood, because you mentioned in your story about how your mom and dad noticed something in you and wanted to say, well, maybe let's give her the outlet of like, maybe you'll be a public speaker, because she's always like, wah, right? I can just see you. You had a voice back then. I don't
Yes.
think, and then you said something about being in your 50s and starting to realize something else. And I think sometimes, and I've noticed this, working with the women in Dental Entrepreneur Woman, is around 40, late 30s, early 40s is when women say, you know what, I'm not able to do as much as I feel is inside of me. I need
Uh,
I need to let go. I need to roar. I mean, I love some
yeah.
of these songs that the young female artists are singing, because there are
Yeah.
songs, right?
Yes.
And so I do think it takes you a little bit of time. Then
Right.
you had some, you were armed with some weapons, along the way. Um, Courage, certainly one of them, Victoria, because you've always said yes. And so I think that's another thread that we'll find in all these stories, is that no matter that we were afraid, we said yes to the
Yeah.
next thing, and then just one foot in front of the other, right?
Yeah.
Until we maybe achieved that, felt we achieved it, and we could take on the next step. I don't know if
Yes.
that rings true to you, but I think that you encourage women to do that, because I know you see something special in people, and you, what, a dream releaser, I think that we've called you, right? And I think that's a special trait. You have a great ear for listening, and tell me, how do you feel like that has really helped you, like knowing your strengths and then realizing that so many people have called you a dream releaser? What is that? How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel awesome. That makes me feel like I'm living my purpose.
Mm.
Because I get as much or more joy watching others bloom around me. I don't have the personality type that really sees myself, so I see myself through other people. Some people like Hazel Glasper. She says hello, by the way. I just spent the weekend with Hazel
Oh, I
in
love
Denver.
it. Oh.
In her Clifton Strength Finder, self assuredness and really understanding who she is, one of her top 5 strengths. And of those 34 strengths, my self awareness, my self assurance is very low. It's probably 20, 25 on that list. And so for me, I see myself through others.
Oh.
And so, acting as a guide to helping others find their brilliance, it's almost like it reflects back and said, "Oh, there must have been something within me to recognize that." So, I really love this concept of recognition for women, which is different than praise, which is different than affection. It's different than accolades or things like that. But
Mm.
I think what you're talking about is I'm able to spend time with people and reflect back a deep recognition of their gifts and talents. and that helps them clear some of the clutter.
Well, and also, I mean, it's so evident when I know about you starting Hygiene Mastery or getting that thing going, and all those amazing women that are now really in their own businesses,
Yeah,
thriving, you
yeah,
know, and you were the head of that. You were the leader there. So in other words, you know, you brought everybody to another level. And I guess it's like behind, excuse me, like more behind the scenes. You seem to be very comfortable behind the scenes because I've seen you at the big meetings. I'm out there, you know, yakking away with everybody, and you're like standing over to the side, observing, and yet you're very, very approachable, which is lovely. And I've seen
yeah,
you. You know, you can get into a very deep conversation. It seems like very quickly, and kind of get to the core of somebody, and what their what their heart aspirations are in a very um, fast manner, which makes them feel heard, and it kind of sparks another idea in their head that, oh, maybe I should look at this or I could do this, right? I think it feels
right.
like that. And then with
Yeah.
Productive Dentist Academy, it carries over there because you're leading all of these consultants to to help make leaders of these practice owners, right? And their
Yes.
teams, and for everyone to take leadership. So it's really you have a strong leader ability, and it's different than being in command and being significant.
Yes, and I would say that that is, it's so funny. I meet so many business owners that say, "I want freedom. I want your lifestyle. I wish I could do more with what I have if I could live like you live." And I'm like, I don't know. Um, in order to I've got a great lifestyle. I love it. I'm trying to figure out on Facebook how to do your story piece because it really resonates with me that I'm in a whole different category of nomadic leadership. That's what I'm calling myself, the nomadic leader, because last year I spent a month in Italy. I spent a month in Africa. I just got back from a month in Australia and New Zealand, and my company grows when I'm not there. And it grows because we empowered people to be their best. Hazel came in and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I know these women. I know these women. I didn't know they worked with you."
Yeah.
I said,
Oh,
"Isn't that
wow.
fantastic?" Because my role is to help spark the brilliance. So we have brands within brands, you know, each of our coaches, Catherine Gilliam, Michelle Hudson, Patty Suey, Jenny Bowman, Sarah Hansen, you know, all these
Oh, they're
women,
all
Reagan
amazing.
Robertson, and Chad, our token
Love
dude,
him.
and Bruce. I mean, we're all, you couldn't put us in a box if you tried. And I think we all basically came together and said, well, we're unemployable by traditional means.
Yeah. Right.
Anybody who's going to make us, you know, check in, check out. But we're really hard workers and we want to create something together. So, Productive Dentist Academy has really evolved a lot. I give Reagan Robertson a lot of credit. She's really came in and has been supporting us for 9 years now as chief marketing officer and president of the company. We just brought in a powerhouse from the DC area, Renee Lewis.
Oh,
She had been working corporately coaching businesses doing 50 to 100 million, and I'm like, wow, I don't know why you want to work with us, but I'm really excited. So that, I guess, if I had to give a leadership tip to dentists that might be listening to this or consultants who are trying to build their firm, is you got to really figure out how to get in relationship with your inner control freak
mm,
and learn to let go of that. And I touch on that a little bit on the article about um, the more successful you become, the more support it requires. And the
yes.
more support you allow, the more successful you become. And I know sometimes, particularly in the context of a women's journal or a lifestyle magazine, you might say, oh, support. That means like we're going to have a glass of wine and we're going to tell some stories and maybe a spa day. And I do believe in all of that. But I mean concrete support. Like, are the people around you accountable? Do they take their own words seriously? Do they follow through with what they say they're going to follow through with on time? how do we as a culture, Renee just taught me this, how do we deal with failure? It's just, I would say, man, if I had to extend that article, there's a whole nother piece on really exploring the depth, your leadership depth of how do I address failure in my
Mhm.
own life? Do I shame myself when I fail? Do I shame others? Do I look at it as a training opportunity? So I would say that's been a core thread in our success, is how we handle failure and how we encourage people to try more and to try bigger.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I know you well enough to know that, your failures turn into success because of the way you handle things. I mean, I think, and the questions that you ask, you have great respect for people. And I think that stems from growing in love with yourself. I think
Yeah.
that you have some obviously self-care. You've taken time off. You know that you need that. You need time to recharge, and yet you still are working, and it helps you become creative. So I believe that you're just setting a great example, Victoria, for people to watch your leadership. And it's a very calm leadership, I would say. I feel like when I get off the phone with you, I always feel better, and you always give me something to think about, and an action step. So I've really gained a lot through the conversations that we've had. And again, as I was saying, I don't know if you heard it or not, but it was like, I don't even realize I'm being coached until I hang the phone up and I go, boy, that was a great coaching session from Victoria Peterson there. Again, I think it
You could tell
lines.
me to, you could just tell me to butt out.
Oh my goodness, no, and that's what's so neat, because you've achieved so much and actually in a relatively short amount of time, you've achieved quite a bit. And I really kind of feel like you're just getting started, because I think the picture of where you're going is bigger and broader than I think you even probably imagined.
Mhm.
Um, at least that's what I would think, because of all the people that I said that are like, they know you and they admire you from afar. And so that gives you that gravitas to just be a quiet leader is a very, very strong leader. And, I can't wait to follow your career on that. So, as we go forward together.
I love it.
Did you, when you were with Hazel, you guys were going to hold up your magazines together. I didn't see that on Facebook. Did you forget?
We No, we did. We did. It was Saturday morning. I'll tell you, you can see it a little bit now. I've got to go to an allergist or something. My things are hitting me and knocking me out. So there were some kind of chemicals in the carpet and totally triggered my allergies. There's some, you'll see pictures of me in sunglasses
Oh,
because
yeah, the
is it
right, you're
happening
doing
to
your
you
right
too?
eye. So my right eye,
What?
when all through the Chicago winter, Christy Bailey and I, they were feeling so sorry for me. This whole eye was like just weeping and weeping.
Oh,
And the
well,
heck's
maybe
going
I'm
on?
channeling you because it's
I,
my
I,
right eye.
I'm looking at you, and I think that's exactly how I looked when I was at the meeting, and then I
Oh,
went away
no,
the
here,
next day.
I'll do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
there we
look
go.
so you look just like a movie
So
star.
I think it was like 5-10 minutes before I was supposed to take stage on Friday morning. It hit. It knocked me out. I'd already taken Zyrtec. I've already done everything. And
Oh,
Jennifer Hinesley, God bless her heart, our event coordinator, had a really pair of cute Costa sunglasses. Cutting the glare helped a lot. And I went on stage like Audrey Hepburn and said, "Ta-da!" And I'm going to have to turn this day over to my team. And my team stepped up and they took over. And so that was the day. But we did on Saturday. I'm going to repost it. Hazel, I said, Hazel, you better get in here. We're going to get murdered by Ann. So we did. We held it up. It's on there. It's just buried in the queue.
uh,
We'll put that up.
I
Yeah.
love that, though, because I was thinking about that. What we're going to do is a little campaign. I think we're going to start this week, and we're going to be like, we're going to have everybody. And I see Martell's on here, and Sandy and
Hi,
Vanessa.
Martel.
Hi, everybody. We're going to have everybody say, show us your due. Show us your due, right? So we're going to do that this week wherever they are. I'll get it with I was with my Patty Manny. I should have taken a picture with that. And then possibly I'll get in some salt stuff. This is a female-oriented group here, so I guess we can talk
Yeah, it
about
is.
that. We'll put the face mask on, get the salt scrub on, and and read the magazine, because it's
Yeah,
so rich. it's so rich. And again, I just loved your
The whole issue, I'm just so honored with the other authors that you chose for this issue, and Magna and Naomi, and just the stories are so rich.
well, they were so thrilled that you were on the cover too. They couldn't believe it. In fact, Magna was so cute. She was, I can't believe I'm on the cover, your little article with you. And I mean, that's what's so great about lifting us all up and then connecting. Because I was with Michelle in
Yes.
Chicago, and oh my, I mean, adore her and like all these amazing women that were there, just so many. And then you had your little group, and there's a lot of groups that are starting to form. And
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody, in fact, is talking about the retreat, because we're going to be able to sign up for that coming March 1st. That's when signups will start. But everybody can't wait for that. But I think, and some others are popping up across the nation, which is fantastic, right? The more that we have women coming together in dentistry, and
Yep.
even without dentistry, like, again, we're women first, right? Coming together and being inspired by women like you. So many have mentioned that they saw your live stream at the retreat on sacred commerce, and then also what we did at Vanessa's course at Jumpstart. That group that we had, I mean, that was a lovely day, and just I really think that we'll remember that for a really long time, and hopefully carry those the relationships, those conversations that we have, knowing that we're not walking alone,
No.
which is something that we have to really know is so important as an entrepreneur woman, because we work until sometimes 11 o'clock at night and get up and take the kids everywhere and start again at 3 o'clock and work till that's because it's our it's our job, right? Nobody else is telling us what to do. We do
Well,
what we have
yeah.
to do.
Can I speak to that just for a
Yes,
moment?
please.
So I'm really excited about Sandy Lee and the work that they're doing and Dental Mental Network. I'm part of the original foundation of that. I'm so blessed that they're inviting me into this network. I'll be speaking there in October.
Wonderful.
But I can't say that I went through this without a lot of emotional battle scars. And we rewrote this article 6 times because
Yeah.
it was like, whoa, that's a lot of sharing. So here's my invitation as people, as women, if you post the magazine and say, hey, I got it, I read your story, I'm willing to do spotlight coaching, or just reach out to me if you're struggling, reach out to me if you're stuck, because that I would not have gotten unstuck in my own story without so much support around me. And you pointed out that you're the woo, you're the attractor, and you're the center stage in Chicago. I'm kind of the periphery, but I know that about myself, and I've been able to set up my career so that I take these quiet sabbaticals. So I can teach you how to take a sabbatical within your career and not slow it down. I really do believe, though, that there is a lot of dysfunction in how we're operating, and it is. I'm starting to, by this time next year, I'll have it fully developed, a neuro coaching program. So we see how we've established our day, our routines, what we're saying yes to, how that's really driving us to overwork and overstimulate our brain. And remember when your mom said, don't keep doing that, your face is going to stick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
When we get into these repetitive neurological ruts, until we figure out what's driving us, they really get stuck on. And so my basal ganglia have gotten stuck on. That's a lot of this overwork till midnight and pushing
Yeah.
ourselves to do things instead of relaxing and allowing. We are designed to relax and allow, not to jump when someone says jump, or push when we're not invited.
Mm.
That's part of what took me so long. And I tell you what, you get a diagnosis of PTSD, and your physician says you need to cut your workload by 60%, or here's a whole cascade of autoimmune diseases that are in your path. So
Wow.
Hashimoto's thyroid was already there, rheumatoid arthritis was already there, lupus and other things were on the horizon, and it was a wake up call. So I think that's really what has helped me elevate to the next level and get to this calm. There's so many people watching this or rewatch to go, "Now you're not describing Vicky." In
Well,
fact, I was
I
nicknamed
think I
Mount.
think that you're walking it now, though, Victoria. I think you are
Yeah,
walking your walk. And one of the things that I really want you to help our whole group, and that's why you're an advisor to our board, because you've actually built something. And I've talked about this, about money leaks and how are we spending our time. And I don't think that I need somebody to help me with that,
yeah,
with the skills to monetize a business, to know that it's yes, I'm living my purpose. I know my why. I got it.
right,
But
right,
how do I walk the walk of a dental entrepreneur woman to show other women that this is the way to go? That yes,
right,
you've got a lot to give. And the only way you can fully really give it and fully feel like, I mean, I hate to say it, but you can be an entrepreneur, I agree. But to be
right.
an entrepreneur and it's on your shoulders, it's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling. And yet at the end of the day, we want to be smart about it, and we want to be respecting ourselves, right? And respecting the
Ah,
work that we're putting in, our heart and soul. And
can we
go on.
say at the beginning of the day? At the beginning of the day, it's about respecting ourselves
Yeah.
and understanding what we deserve. And I think, boy, you just tapped right in that. At the end of the day, it's almost as if money is at the end, then I'll go maybe think about that there's something dishonorable about making money. I'm a multimillionaire. And I'm super proud of that. And it's
Mhm.
taken me a long time to even, I actually had to go to therapy to actually to claim my net worth.
Wow.
And it's not the dirt road I grew up on is still a dirt road. I did
Mhm.
not come from privilege. I still don't live a really I mean, we live in Hawaii. Here's my whole house. It's
Gorgeous.
900
Yeah.
800-900 square feet. But it was
Perfect.
smart, right? The
Yeah.
economy crashed and houses went on sale 50%. I, I I closed out part of my retirement account, my husband and I, to be here because we knew where we wanted to be. We
Yeah.
knew where we would be. So, and you deserve all the financial success that can come to you through creating this community. It's needed, it's valuable. And I think embodying wealth, a lot of us have the core values of that, and where we feel pain is, well, I'm living my core values, but I don't yet have the money to support activating on all those core values.
Hmm.
And so I really I'm an extrovert, but I'm also very private. So it takes a lot for me to say I'll use my life as an example. You guys can watch all my mistakes, all my flaws.
Yeah.
I got watery eyes and all this other crap, all the pain is there. And how do I continue to live on purpose in spite of that? How do I continue to attract wealth and live life on my terms in spite of it? Right?
Exactly. And think about all the women that we've met, like the 100 women that were at the retreat. Every
Right.
one of them has a purpose bigger than themselves.
Yes.
And every
Yes.
one of them deserves to be able to, make that work for themselves, their family, so that it's not only worth something from, just being a good person, it's worth something from even the good that you can bring it from being like a huge success, whether it's bringing
Yeah.
more people into your fold, to train more. And again, we want to hold the young women coming in, hold their hands, push people up, and let us
Yeah.
all stand at the very top, and then we'll all be at Hawaii, and we'll all be celebrating together, because that's it. We want to celebrate each of us, all of us
Yes.
together, because we can't do it alone. um,
No.
to your point, the more successful you get, the more support you need,
Yeah.
right? Is that what it
Um,
is? Is that what you said? Let me quote it.
Absolutely. And I have so reconnected with Vanessa Emerson this year. What a
Oh yeah.
powerhouse. Uh, and I know Vanessa's vision of resources that she's bringing to young consultants, young speakers, KOLs. I mean, it was a shift in my mindset to work with her and Manal on a free come and So you want to be a speaker, you want to be a coach. And if you're in that level right now as a do, I'm really going to encourage, I'll give you the same advice that I gave there. Stop chasing rainbows. Stop chasing rainbows. And by rainbows, I mean, we'll see that there's something hot in the marketplace. Ooh, this person's successful and they're talking about that. So I'm going to go read a book and then I'll start talking about that. So you really have to do the deep work to understand what is my contribution,
Yes.
and not just, so if you want to, so women in business is a hot topic right now.
Hmm.
But unless you have walked developing an investment grade business, you've got no business hosting a Business 101 conference, right?
Yes. Yes.
Unless you
I got
say,
that loud and clear. I think, that you got to be,
right,
you have to walk the walk. You've got to have the gravitas. You've got to been there and done that. And, I've learned that so much in the networking business. I'm going to the top of the company and you got to come with me. And oh my God, but who do you want to be following? You want to follow somebody who's actually done it, right? And is continuing to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as you grow in your leadership, you'll have a lot of followers. And I hope that my reputation is I'm very generous with everyone, but I'm very particular about who I pour myself into.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm not gonna chase you down. A lot of people say, "Oh, I love the culture of PD. I want to work there," blah, 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 but then they don't ever pick up the phone and call, or you send an
Yes.
email and they don't follow up. So there is this. It's co-creating. It's spirit being expressed through you. That's our purpose bigger than us. But then there's the co-creation, right? We have
Yes.
to show up and do our part to co-create.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you can't host a business conference, but you bring in the people that
Yes.
like,
Can speak to it and
yeah,
have done it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of different ways to do that, and we have to keep encouraging the women to follow their dreams and reach out. And I think you made a very good point, and we shouldn't, I don't want to keep people too long, but that brings up a good point about this issue. So like I'm hoping that everyone's going to read this issue cover to
yeah,
cover and take you up on your offer. It's not like, hey Vicki, Victoria, I want you to help me do this. It's like you have to start your mentorship with an email, with a respectful email, and then maybe what can I do for you? I mean, it's got to be reciprocated. It's just, that is so true. It's everyone wants a mentor, but you got to be a really good mentee. That's the key for the young
yeah.
women that are coming in. Learn how to be a good mentee so that it is even and it works for both, because I learned from the young and the old. I mean,
I learned
and
so
it
much
doesn't
from the
matter what age
young.
you are, really. I mean, I would say that you know, some of my mentors, definitely are way younger than I am, and I'm hoping that it goes and vice versa, right?
Oh yeah, Dr. Joy Holmes. I mean, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Wait, I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Where's my Principles of Do?
Oh, the principles of do. I got to memorize. Which one are you wanting to do? It's on page
Oh,
34.
there we go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're good.
Emanol,
And Manal,
Miss
yeah,
Millennial
yeah, she's
Emanation.
she's something.
Um, yeah, man, I follow in your footsteps, Anne, and I
Yeah.
really do want to thank you for anybody who wasn't at the retreat. As a speaker, you did something very special that only maybe one other meeting planner has ever done, and that was that you had all the speakers join together on a couple of pre-conference calls to make sure that we were in alignment. And you're
Hmm.
really helping to birth the new language of leadership, which is about alignment and being uh, correlating things, right? Calibrating. It was about alignment and calibration. It wasn't about right or wrong or correctness. All of our topics are right, correct for us,
Hmm.
but they're correct in different environments. And you made sure that we were all calibrated towards the message of that retreat. And I think that was what was really powerful. And
Well,
so, anyone
thank you.
considering for this year, just know that you curate an amazing conference. You curate a really safe environment, a really wonderful retreat atmosphere.
Thank you. Well, I think it's easy. I will tell you, it was very easy because of the amazing women that we know and that we're gathering. And to what is that? Which one is that? Good dues fine. Number 4.
Number 4.
Good dues find good dues. And I think that's how we're going to grow. We're going to grow. We've been growing organically. We ask everybody that to introduce them to this community and know that they will be loved, they will be heard, and they will be helped and supported, because it's about collaboration. And we all want the same thing. We want to see women grow, and together we're stronger. There's no doubt about it. And so we'll just continue that theme. We're going to continue that in the next retreat. I know what my lane is, Victoria, and like I said, I love the different things coming up, and I support them all. There's nothing that we can't wrap our arms around, and because it's do good by doing good, and that's one of your sayings, you and Bruce, and I love that, and that just sums up, you and why we love you so much, and we're so honored to have had you on our cover, and to have actually walked the walk of a DeW before we even knew DeW existed. So thank you. So thank you so much. And we're going to make this into a podcast. I think you can listen to it again. Rebecca's going to do her magic. We've got a new person on board for that. We've got all that set up. And this is anytime you want to come on and do a Be Live, we're going to get it so it's really easy. In about 6 more tries.
Yeah,
6 more tries, we're going to get this. And, that's okay, because that's what DeWs do. We just never give up. We never retire. And we keep doing I'm going to keep doing me. Okay. But I need your help, because I know and that's what I love about you too, is that you can see through me, and you ask these questions that make me think, is that me? Okay. Let me think about that. So let's find that authentic self and keep doing it with love.
With love.
Yeah. What is it? Do small things with great love, right? So we'll do that. All right. Well, I love you so much. What else? And what else would you like to say?
Question. I have a request for the DeWs. Could you send me topics for coffee cup coaching? What you want to know about, and I'll write about it each month and do a quick video. So if you've got questions about leadership or growing your business, just pop them in my inbox, private message me on Facebook, however you want to grab me.
Yeah, that is so great. What a gift, and what an opportunity for all of us. So like I said, take Victoria up on it. And that's what I was going to say earlier. All these guys that are writing for DeW and our blogs, comment, everybody. You write these things. Who's reading us? They say, oh, I love it. I read your article. Well, let's write Victoria a little note and say how much you loved it. I mean, you know how special that is. And that's a DeW thing too. So keep it up, everybody. Is there anything else, Victoria, that you'd like to say?
Thank you for spending your time on a Sunday. Aloha.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Aloha. Enjoy the rest of your time. Give that Peterson, a hug from all of us. He's a dude. He's number 16 on the dude radar. And we're going to keep adding dudes as we go. So we love you. Mwah. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday, everybody. Have a great week. Monday's coming soon. Thank you.
Thank you.